it is Mary.
And
And
Amma.
And today, Diddy is in court, y'all. He is actually, right now, as we speak, he is in court, and they have just shown a 12-minute good deed video that his lawyer has put together of all of Diddy's good deeds and of all the things that he has done, I guess, in the community and the father that he is.
Listen,
And we just want to know, do you
I
guys
saw
think that
this.
this is going to have an effect? It didn't for me, but let's see how Alma feels.
But
Well,
well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Now, remember
the
the last time we talked about Diddy, I said that I felt as though he was going to get 10 years. I felt like he was not going to get less than 10 years.
I
I watched the montage of the whole thing. And what it was him. You see him with his twin girls. You see him with his daughter Chance. You see him even with Kim Porter. You see him with her. Now, remember, there was a book that came out that was allegedly accusing him of being the one to unalive Kim Porter, of being responsible, okay, by the way she, what happened with her, right? And how they used to fight, he used to physically abuse her and all that stuff. So that book came out, what was it, like last year? Anyway, but he had her on this video, her smiling with him. I didn't read the book, but I'm looking at the video, right? Her smiling with him calling her the love of his life, and how she had passed away. They showed the funeral, right? And how he made this, promise to his children that he was going to be there for him. You see him with Al B. Shore's biological son, right? And I think it's Al B. Shore's biological son. And you see him with him and him saying all these wonderful things about Diddy being a father to him, being all this stuff, a mentor. You see Diddy doing the New York marathon that he does for charity and hobbling along. I guess his knee gave way, and then you have one of the athletes come by and say, I just thought that he was going to quit, but he didn't. He's very serious about this whole thing. He was not going to give up for the charity. You see Diddy in the New York schools, right, and talking to the girls, and there's one time when they're all dancing there and stuff. I mean, I couldn't help but think as I was looking at this, my cynical mind a little bit, just thinking, I'm not actually really a cynical person, but looking at it, I was just thinking to myself, I said, well, I wonder if in that moment when he's sitting down there looking at these girls and boys, I mean, with all the alleged stuff that they talk about what Diddy be up to with these kids, I was wondering, I said, is he there for what? To find someone that he can groom, that he can mess with or whatever? Or was he there under really being a decent person, right? And really wanting to do something for the kids. And then, you have even Babyface going out. Babyface, that guy who was talking so badly about dark-skinned women. I remember about that. But anyway, so whatever he says, I'm not really going to listen to because he seems to just be someone who talks like that. I feel. And I actually used to listen to Babyface. I used to love his songs and all this stuff. After I saw him say this from his mouth out, he felt like lighter women were more prettier than dark women, which is such an insane thing to say. I thought, it's like saying like this type of. It's like me going to say something like, I don't know. Black men are more handsome than, I don't know, Asian men or something. Like because I don't know all the black men, I don't know all the Asian men. It's such a, and then it's like, why will you even say that if I was a celebrity and I don't know the people who are listening to my music, right? Why will I make a comment like that? So I just thought it was arsonite, and someone like that I'm not going to look up to. So I stopped listening to him after that. But anyhow, so anything he says, I'm going to take it with a grain of salt, because so he was up there, he was praising Diddy, how Diddy mentored him and this and that, and I was wondering, isn't Babyface much older than Diddy? Anywho, so they showed all of that. Now, with all the stuff that I've said, you will think that I wasn't moved by this video, but I actually was. I found myself with the music in the background and all this stuff. At first, when he showed him with his daughters, right away I said, oh, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. You know why? Because when I look at you with your daughters, I'm thinking of Cassie. She was somebody else's daughter that you just effed over.
Yeah.
Right? Like she's not gonna get the time to swing down the slide. Like she was somebody's daughter whose father was at the end over there as she was swinging down the slide and he picks her up. Will you like the stuff that happened? And you who have daughters, what I don't understand, how did you not process? How were you able to just compartmentalize, okay, I'm a father here, but I'm going to be this monster over here to this girl right here.
Right.
But you got daughters though. Like all this time that you were your daughter, it never occurred to you, like let me treat this woman decent. She's somebody else's daughter. When you went to go and bribe her mom or like threaten her parents, right? That you were going to throw all the free cup tapes to the world, and they had to go and put up their homes and get a second mortgage, like to pay you off. So as soon as I saw it with the daughters, I said, no, don't do that. But then as the video went on, and I'm seeing here the marathon and this and that and all that stuff, I started to be moved a twinge. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not actually gonna lie. I started to be moved a twinge. A twinge. I must admit, and I am a sucker. It's very true. I'm a sucker for videos like that. I just am. And so. And that is me being, how I'm riding that for, not riding that, but riding lit for women, right? But yes, I found myself being sucked in. And I said to myself, I said, okay. And him saying, you think about the letter that he wrote to Judge Subramanian that's saying that, if you give me this chance, I'm gonna, use this as a thing of like doing right. Like give me the chance to make this right? And of course myself being abused in the past, I know that's almost like a staple of what abusers say. They're always so quick to say, let me have a chance to be the healer.
You had years.
Give me a chance to come fix the abuse, right? To come fix the stuff, right? The mess I made. Let me fix it. Give me a chance, Judge. And that's what he is doing right now. In spite of all of that, I looked at that and I said, okay, I can see how that 10 years can be reduced to by 1 or 2 years, not more than 2 years. So let me just say 8 years. Before I had it at 10, because of this video, and then you even had him with some old people. You had him with some old people. He went back to, I think, a teacher of his to thank her. You had him with this old person. He even prayed with this elderly woman who I think used to know Kim because she was saying how she misses her all the time. I don't know if that was Kim's grandmama. You saw him when his mom was in the hospital. You saw him feeding the mom. And then as she was coming out of the hospital, he was saying hallelujah. So with all of that, I must say, I was moved. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a sucker. I know it. It's just who I am. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it.
Why? I'm shocked.
Gosh darn it. But I said to myself, I thought, okay, this 10 years. It might be 8 years, but I don't see any way that judge going to give him less than 8 years. But he might have gotten 2 years off because of that video and the letter together. That's all I got to say. And all the people who are going to be speaking on his behalf, that the judge probably is going to allow to speak on his behalf. And that's why this sentencing thing might take all the way till Monday. Because of all the people that are going to be coming forward to speak on Diddy's behalf. and the prosecution. I guess the victims also will be speaking. So right now I'm at 8 years. I've been reduced from 10 years to 8 years. What do you all think? Do you all think I am there? Were you all moved? I mean, tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Tell the truth. Like, if you were moved and you're a sucker like I am, just tell the truth. Don't be ashamed. It's something I have to actively work on. Not getting my eyeballs snowing with music in the background and some babies and it is what it is. And old people. I'm a sucker for the elderly. I have a lot of friends who are older than me. I'm just a sucker for that because I think that they're all so wise, and I think you can learn so much from older people, right? Like, so when I see that, I'm just like, oh man, the way he showed it is as if without me, this family, like I'm the glue to this family. Now the judge can say, you being the glue, though, right? You being who you are in this thing. That means that you have so many people following you, yet that was not enough to change your ways for you to decide to hold on to the light. You decide to go in the dungeon of darkness, in the dungeon of hell, and bring hell on earth to people, to a whole bunch of people, and leave victims in your wake. Why wasn't you had such a full life? Why was that not enough for you to do right? And now, when it's time to pay the piper, now you come with your sweet words to tickle my ears, and your music in the background, and your video montage. Why wasn't it enough when it was there staring you in the face? Why wasn't that enough to correct your behavior then on your own?
Yeah.
Why did you have to wait? See? So it might backfire, but I'm telling you with all of that I know. Okay? I was moved and I was willing not to forgive, and forget, but willing to say, okay, maybe we can move it from 10 years to 8 years. So we'll see.
Personally,
what you think? What you think?
I didn't watch the
Will you move?
Okay, look, I didn't watch the whole thing. I probably watched the first 2 or 3 minutes, but my thing is,
if you just watch the 2 or 3 minutes with the girl, if you just watch the part with the daughters, you're gonna roll your eyes to the back of your head, and you'll be like, man, F you. F you. That girl was somebody else's daughter, right? You gotta watch it longer.
All I can think about, man, it's just like when I see him, I'm just like, yeah, you're doing all this for the cameras, but what was going on when the cameras were off? And like if you look into Diddy's eyes, there's a demonic spirit there. Like, when you like there's certain people who do so much, like when you like watch shows like Evil Lives Here, or like murder shows or whatever, when you look in those people's eyes, huh?
Yeah, I don't watch that stuff. Okay. I think you watch a lot of stuff. I don't watch that.
I haven't been watching it since I've been pregnant, thank God. But I mean, when I did, it's like when you look into these people's eyes, it's like there's a darkness there, like there's a demonic spirit. Like, how they say the eyes are the windows to the soul? Like, you look in Diddy's eyes and there's nothing but death there. Like, there's a darkness there. So it's like when I watch it, like, yes, I did watch the whole 12 minutes because I can't be bothered looking at that mother effer. Like, I really can't. Like, I'm just like, what were you doing, Mary? I can't. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, what were you doing when the cameras were not there? What were you doing when people aren't there? Like, even Ray J had came out and said I was one of his closest friends and I was there with him through a lot of stuff. And if I didn't like, if I didn't see anything, when did he have time to do it? As if you're in his bedroom. Like, you think Diddy was showing all of his nastiness and all of his bi-curious tendencies to all his other people, all of his Hollywood friends? You think he was doing all that? Like, there's a good amount of time that this man had where he was here drugging people for 4 to 5 days for freak offs and IV stuff. Like, what happens in the dark will come to light. So yes, you're doing all this stuff so that you can look good, just like how a lot of celebrities give money to charity to avoid taxes and try to be like, oh, I'm a great person, but I'm just doing this just to do it. Like, that's probably what Diddy was doing. So I'm like, I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't want to say please, but like, that's what I'm thinking, you know? I ain't gonna cuss on you. Like, that's what I'm thinking. So I mean, I did not watch the whole thing. Okay, maybe you got more insight because you watched the whole thing. But I saw 2 minutes of that person. I said, I can't watch this demon. My spirit is my baby here kicking me right now. Probably even looking at this fool. I can't look at this man.
Well,
Well,
that's
that's
why
why
for
for
the
the
longest
longest
time
time
we
we
did
did
not
not
cover
cover
Diddy
Diddy
because it
because
was
it
just
was
like
just
we're
like
not
we're not
inviting
inviting
those
those
kinds of
kinds of
things.
things.
And
And
also
also
it was a
it was a
big
big
trigger.
trigger.
I
I
think it was
think
a
it was a
trigger for
trigger for
me,
me,
and
and
it
it
just
just
hurt
hurt
my
my
soul
soul
so
so
much,
much,
right?
right?
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
not
it's not
something,
something,
especially like
especially
you
like you
said, you
said,
know,
it's
it's
not.
not. Certainly, I
Certainly, I
think if
think if
you're
you're
pregnant, I
pregnant, I
mean,
mean,
when you
when you
think
think
to the
to the
fact that
fact that
Cassie was
Cassie was
9 months
9 months
old when
old when
she
she
had to
had to
go
go
there,
there,
Nine months
relive
pregnant.
all of
all of
that,
that,
and
and
Yeah,
testify.
testify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe I'm
yeah.
just too sensitive. I
So
just can't. I can't. I feel like he really should be buried underneath the jail where the rodents and the roaches reside. That's where I think he should be.
where
Where
R.
R.
Kelly
Kelly
resides.
resides.
Yeah, probably as low, or if not, well, yeah, probably as low, because I feel like R. Kelly's probably worse because he was. Anyway, they're
No,
both horrible. They're
they're
probably
both
on the same
horrible
level.
levels. Both of
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
Yeah,
both of
both
them,
of them.
both of
Both
them,
of them.
both of
Both
them.
of them.
yeah, but y'all let
But
us
But
know.
yeah,
we
so
will
we will
see.
see.
We will
We will
see. I
see. I
mean,
mean,
how
how
many
many
years you
years
all
you
think
all
he
think he
gonna
gonna
get?
get?
I
I
said
said
I've been
I've been
moved
moved
from
from
10 to
10 to
8.
8.
I've been
I've been
moved from
moved from
10 to
10 to
8.
8.
What you
What
all
y'all
think?
think?
Were you
Were
all
you all
moved?
moved?
Let
Let
us
us
know
know
down in the
down in the
comments, and
comments, and
please don't
please don't
forget to
forget to
subscribe.
subscribe.
Yes, y'all. But it's Mary,
And
And
I'm
I'ma
and we'll see you guys on the
bye.
next
bye.
video. Bye.